This chapter sets the stage for further exploration and discovery, highlighting the bond between Ethan and Selim as they navigate the wonders and dangers of the deep sea. Their adventure is just beginning, with the promise of more incredible discoveries and challenges ahead. After surfacing, they quickly unpacked and set their signaling microwave floating broadcasting buoy in case of sudden change of heart of their glowing at the bottom majestic extraterrestrial visitor. Just in case any unlucky misunderstanding or accidental communication error or disinformation escalated to unpredictable consequences. Can we drop their air hostess language protocol and call things as they are, please? Said Ethan with a mix of fake discomfort and terrible impression of inconvenience, completely overshadowed by excitement of a kid on the Christmas morning, with all its disturbing symptoms, eyes opened wide, blinking and communicating that it doesn't matter if there is a nest of honey badgers with rabies under the Christmas tree, I'm still gonna get my new Lego bioelectric citadel set. Selim noticed and contemplated Ethan's excitation for an AI brief moment, 15 milliseconds. He is 50% right. Selim thought to himself, we may vanquish in next few minutes. But it would be cruelty and emotional sadism to take away from him his first and probably the last in a lifetime moment of facing the mighty monster from beyond, a dream come true of thousands of generations of teenagers dreaming and fantasizing about their epic dragon battle and the return of the fearless knight with the head of the green beast as a trophy and the gift to a king, which brought joy and month of celebrations to the kingdom which from now on for centuries was blessed with prosperity, peace, and happiness for all. The end. I can see it in his eyes, thought Selim to himself. It is almost literally visible, like 3D mapping without light, all over his face. Laughed internally Selim, with an interesting wave of various empathy pulses and warm mix of emotional pings activating long-term memory timestamps, known only by the male part of the population. The threat was serious and very real. But exploration enthusiasm and potential scientific research and all sorts of benefits of discovering and researching personally non-human, extraterrestrial, or alien if you will, knowledge and literally out of this world exploration experience and joy of discovering and experiencing something unknown, of unknown origin. Potential and intelligence were much more prioritized and stronger than survival imperatives in both of Selim's and Ethan's perception protocols and mindsets, each one with different reasons but with common computational result overpowering survival instincts from centuries called simply the curiosity. Ancient history of great naval battles says that it may be simply, and most probably the forgotten remain of some kind of naval conflict, which occurred long before human mammals started to emerge, and if taking this glowing thing size to equation, it also probably has been weaponized and armed accordingly to face Jurassic oxygen-based reptilian gigantism in the Precambrian Oceanic edition, meaning that it is resistant to all we've got at our dive station, including our geological sampling lasers, which also means that 20th century one-liner quote incoming. Thought Selim to himself again. Now, Ethan rapidly changed voice to Cockney English football hooligan box promoter whose hairline was in tactical regress and an elderly gentleman friend who specializes in pig feeding. We are F. Air language. Signaled rapidly and firmly Selim causing sudden silence, which enhanced the dramatic effect of a blue neon glow emerging as they closed into the sea floor, observing with fascination the extraterrestrial miracle of evolution, or warfare. Either way, what a day. What a lovely day. Before both of the explorers realized that the communication they received broadcasted directly to their brains by the unknown voice was completely overcooked, distorted and cartoonishly theatrical, but in the rather funny, ironic, or even pitiful way to a point where they both tried to analyze the content of the communication and received information, when suddenly, the Ethan's face hidden in the oxygen face shield started to glow with enlightenment, pure bliss of understanding something. Genius and simple at the same time, And few seconds later, Ethan's face exploded with facial expressions of a madman from a 20th century Japanese animation character convulsing from laughter and choking from uncontrollable bursts of a madman's laughter. Har 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 ha. Ethan's distorted, glitchy, overdrive scream, which was supposed to be laughter-choked audio speakers in their face shields. Selim briefly scanned Ethan's swimsuit for any sign of a venomous projectile, spikes, poisonous tentacles, and other points of entry for potential venomous chemicals ejected as defense response to their sudden appearance, or a universal sign of alpha meta-predator to assert dominance by demonstrating his weapons systems, hunting organs, or other unknown systems of unknown attack response protocols. Most of subaquatic hunters in the depth use variations of those protocols, systems, or strategies. We are very deep, and it was obvious to predict situation. Selim barked to himself in act of self-disappointment. A note about serious inner diagnostics of movement in physical world desensed from optimized omniverse source training matrix. Selim's memory flashed with similar versions of out-of-sync CPU overclocking errors resulting in GPS systems errors in the early 2000s. It was potentially possible, but with few rows of zeros of magnitude in matter of speed, size, and self-diagnostic analysis. Repair response. In this moment, all of his defense systems, scanners, and sensors were performing thousands of scanning operations in just a matter of a second. But still, no danger, heat, or even yellow security levels. Scan didn't return any abnormal data. Quite the contrary. The chaotic scene depicting unknown extraterrestrial superorganism, organic, synthetic, both, in most tranquil and blissful surrounding thundering with Ethan's Joker's laughter and comm systems were suddenly switched to a meta-pictorial, symbolic audio-visual transmission of combination of images, words, movement, and many other non-human, non-AI waterfall of data and understanding, presenting no more no less exactly this, rather poetic, almost fairy tale-like story.
In the vast blue world beneath the waves, where the sun's rays danced like diamonds on the ocean floor, there lived a curious little aqualumini named Lumi. Lumi was not like the other jellyfish-like creatures. She had a sparkle in her glow that was brighter than the rest. One day, while exploring the deep sea near the mysterious glowing sphere, Lumi met a new friend. It was a human child named Alex, who had come to live in the underwater city. Alex was learning to swim like the sea creatures, and Lumi was fascinated by the bubbles that followed Alex wherever they went. "Hello, little one," Alex said with a smile, sending a stream of bubbles towards Lumi. Lumi responded with a series of gentle pulses, her light flickering in the dark water like a friendly hello. Together they explored the coral castles and played hide-and-seek among the ancient ruins. They shared stories of the surface world and the deep sea, finding that even though they were different, they had much in common. As the days passed, Lumi and Alex learned each other's ways of talking. Alex would use hand signals, and Lumi would flash her lights. They taught each other about their families, their homes, and their dreams. One evening, as the stars began to twinkle above the sea's surface, Lumi showed Alex how the aqualumini sang their luminescent song to the moon. Alex listened in awe, and in that moment, a bond was formed that was deeper than the ocean itself. And so the story of Lumi and Alex became a legend in the underwater city, a tale of friendship that glowed as brightly as the aqualumini themselves. In the enchanting depths of the ocean, Lumi, the aqualumini, wanted to give Alex, her human friend, a gift that was as unique and precious as their friendship. After much thought, she decided on something that no one else could give, a pearl of bioluminescent light. This wasn't an ordinary pearl. It was a rare gem from the deepest part of the ocean, where the aqualumini sang their songs to the stars. The pearl contained the essence of Lumi's glow, a tiny beacon of the deep sea's magic. When Lumi presented the pearl to Alex, it shone with a gentle light. pulsing softly in the palm of Alex's hand. It was a symbol of their bond, a light that would shine even in the darkest waters, reminding Alex of the wonders they had shared and the mysteries yet to explore together. This gift was more than just a token. It was a promise that no matter where their adventures took them, they would always find their way back to each other. And every night, as Alex fell asleep in the underwater city, the pearl's glow whispered tales of the deep blue world and the friendship that bridged two very different lives. In the depths of the ocean, where the aqualumini glided through the water with their gentle glow, it was a tradition to exchange gifts of light. Lumi, being a cherished member of her kind, received a special gift that mirrored the one she gave to Alex. On the day of her birth, the elders of the aqualumini gathered around Lumi and bestowed upon her a gift that was as rare as it was beautiful, a living lantern. This living lantern was a small, bioluminescent creature, much like a tiny star in the vast ocean. It had a symbiotic relationship with Lumi, providing her with light in the darkest depths, and in return, Lumi offered it protection and companionship. The living lantern was more than just a source of light. It was a companion that shared in Lumi's joys and sorrows, a witness to her life's journey. It pulsed in harmony with her emotions, and its colors shifted with her moods. It was a gift that symbolized the bond between the aqualumini, a reminder that even in the immense expanse of the sea, no one was ever truly alone. So, just as Lumi gave Alex a pearl of her own light, she too had received a gift of light, a gift that connected her to her kind and to the heart of the ocean itself. In the heart of the ocean's twilight zone, where the light from above fades into the abyss, the aqualumini gathered for a ceremony as ancient as the currents themselves. It was the ceremony of light, a sacred tradition, where the young aqualumini were given their living lanterns. The ceremony took place in a grand underwater amphitheater, carved from the living coral and adorned with the radiant blooms of deep-sea anemones. The aqualumini elders floated gracefully to the center, their bioluminescent tendrils casting a soft, pulsating glow upon the assembly. Lumi, with her youthful glow brighter than the rest, was brought forth by her kin. Her heart fluttered like the delicate fins of a mandarin fish, for this was the moment she would receive her lifelong companion, her living lantern.